Hey, this is Doug from Fos Scale Models, and I'm super excited to show you this year's HO Scale limited run kit for Flatiron District. It's a block-long series of structures that forms a wedge shape, just like a Flatiron building, that starts really narrow and it sort of tapers and gets wider as we go. There are a bunch of different businesses down the street, and we're going to take a look at each of them. First, I'll just give you an overall view of the block of buildings that make up the kit. Altogether, these buildings are about 28 inches long from one end to the other. And it is a wedge shape block for the most part, which you can see here, it tapers and then gets wider and wider until we get to this final building at the end, which is the Willett Coat and Uniform Co. But let's start here at the very beginning with a little island. It's got a little traffic shanty for traffic cops to guide traffic around this end of the block, so no one, I guess, drives into it. And we can see here how narrow it gets, and it gets wider at the back. So this first building is a little grocery store with a nice distinct tower marking the end of the block with some detail. There's some wrought iron railing here, and of course we've got a tower with a finial at the top and some architectural details around the cornices and the columns of the storefront. And we've got some laser engraved brick here, which is very nice. And on the back, of course, you can see again there's some more brick and more of that storefront treatment. Then next to it, we've got a little small business called Kittner Marine Products, which is a stucco building with a nice bay window. And on top, we've got a billboard, Admiral Televisions. And next to that one, we have a little welding shop called Sackett Machine and Welding. Another brick structure, and it's got a little dormer on top. And on the back, of course, again, there's some more brick. I'll get to the back later. Next to the welding shop, we have Pendleton Plumbing Supply, which is another, it's a clapboard structure for the most part with a mansard roof and some slate shingles with some big advertising on the side there and a billboard on the roof. So this is the annex of the main building, the Willett Coat and Uniform Co., and it's got a big add-on to it made, it's board by board construction on top of the clapboard. And there's a staircase and some columns hold up the loft section of this part of the building. And then we're connected by a sky bridge, which is supported by some steel trusses there and creates some nice negative space between the two structures. And then the main structure, which is the Willett Coat and Uniform Co. All clapboard for the most part. Lots of bump outs and add-ons. We've got a nice loading dock tucked in here, tucked in the back. This would be the entrance to the building. Then when we go to the back of the building, we've got some more dormers, and we've got the alleyway created by the space between the two buildings. And then we've got the back of the entire kit there going down the street. The back of the plumbing shop, the welding shop, the marine products shop, and then the grocery store. So we've modeled this to have this track in the back, just as sort of a backdrop, a bit of a backdrop to the structures. Of course, you can see it better in the website photos instead of here in the shop with this noisy backdrop. But we've got our track at the back. It's elevated above the street. And then we've got two lower tracks below the street, and they go under a little bridge here, which leads us to the last little structure. It's just a little shack. It's a chainsaw and tool shop. Not much going on there, but it's a nice little add-on to the scene. So we can see above, from above, how the wedge shape works in this kit, and how it tapers down to that little tower and just gets wider and wider. And then the taper ends there, and then this building is rectangular in shape, but it is skewed off the angle, so it gives a little bit of interest as we make our way down the street. So we've got a bunch of details in this kit, as with all our limited run kits. We've got some metal castings, some new stuff. At the grocery store, we've got a laser cut bench, we've got the scale in the front, some trash cans, and as we move further down to the welding shop, we've got lots of little pieces of scrap metal that are laser cut, that can be cut and painted to be rusty metal. The Pendleton Plumbing Building has a little laser cut fire escape. So as you see, we've modeled these two tracks, and we've got these concrete walls, and this is just rigid foam painted to, of course, look like concrete. But if you look at the end, you can see the foam there. So it's literally just painted on it. There is some wood for the reveal at the bottom and some wood at the top. My friend Jason Jensen got me onto this cutting the foam with a Praxon cutter, and it really speeds up building things like this. As usual, we just use rigid foam insulation. You can see the sections here through the different sizes is 1.5 inch, then 2 inch, 1.5 inch, 2 inch, 2 inch.